So the third one, under moving your business now from self-employed, from small business to scaling it to a big business, is technology. There are a lot of things AI will do. There are a lot of things that, of course, technology will do for you, and it is an accelerator, big time accelerator. There's no way we start real estate here in Nigeria, and we're in Dubai, we're in US, we're in UK, and without technology, it's not possible, because even to get customer acquisition was through technology. What we noticed was that because we're constantly putting what we're doing on social media, we had gained people who were interested in our Dubai business before we ever opened our Dubai office. Same thing with the US. We had gotten people who were interested, who love who we are, what we stand for, even before we started any business in the US. So by the time we moved to the US, we have a couple of property in other cities in the US aside these major ones we're doing. It was a lot easier to get investors, to get clients, to get all of that, because we had used technology to be known. And this is very, very critical in your expansion from, again, self-employment to owning a business that can run with or without you, the founder. And I know that many of us are probably using one. You probably just only have a job. Some of us have a job and we're also self-employed. Some of us have a job, we're self-employed, and we still own businesses that run on their own. So, and some of us, we operate in the four. We also have investment. We'll soon talk about investment very soon. But you must understand how it works. Lastly, under, scaling your business, right? Moving from just a small business, self-employed, to scaling, and this is very important, is that your product and services must pass the test of universality. A lot of us are doing businesses that will not be relevant in the next 5 years. You have to settle down and ask yourself the same question. Is my business or my product or services needed into the future? And Elon Musk has mastered this, right? There's hardly no business Elon Musk is into as for today. They are businesses of the future. Do you know that when it comes to electric cars, the world has not even touched 10% in terms of usage? Because the entire world will need to start using electric car into the future. But he went ahead and pioneered electric cars. Do you know we have not even scratched autonomous cars that can drive themselves, cars that robots can drive. He's ahead into that. Many of us have never been to the moon or Mars, right? He wants to take us, like, no joke, right? Even when it comes to jets, Elon Musk is looking into the types of plane that will cut travel distance by half. So instead of Nigeria to US taking 14 hours, Elon Musk wants to do it in 3 hours with a jet. Wouldn't that be cool? Can you imagine that future? Right? And we can go on and on into his various businesses. So you have to be asking yourself, these businesses that I have, is it needed into the future? Number two is that under the same thing, the test of universality, is it needed the same way it's needed in Africa, is needed in Europe, the same way it's needed in Europe, is needed in Asia, is needed in America, is needed across the globe. So there's no point doing a business that is only relevant to a local market. Why? The world is global now. It's a global village. So right here in Nigeria or in UK or in US or in Canada, wherever you're watching us from, you can start a business and you're having customers in another continent. Can you believe that? And that's the world we are in. It's a global village. So you are the one limiting yourself when you decide to just make it a local business. Make it, oh, I'm just only servicing people in my local community. Now you're leaving money on the table. There's so much. Imagine if GTEx decide to say, oh, we only sell real estate in Nigeria. We're good at selling land. We're one of those who democratize the concept of land banking. Let's just stay there. Okay? Imagine people we've employed in Dubai. Imagine people who are investors who now earn passive income from the houses that they were able to buy through us in Dubai, in UK, in US. Imagine the new set of employees and jobs we're creating with our various expansion across the globe, right? So, but it was because we decided to be global. Ladies and gentlemen, your business must pass the test of universality. So I want to give you an assignment today, okay? Subject your current business, if you're already now an entrepreneur, to the test of universality, right? Ask yourself, do they need my services in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, in the Americas? Do they need it? If they don't need it, you need to rethink your business. You have to ask yourself assignment number two, is AI or robots be more efficient in delivering the product or services that are currently offered? If the answer is yes, you need to rethink the business, right? Same thing with those of you who have a job. You have to start thinking of getting certification and skills in the areas that robots can never replace you. Okay? AI can never replace you. That's what we need to be, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Woo! Number four, investment. Now, let me quickly say, remember we talked about investment basically is a process, aka make money work for you. Just layman, simple definition. How do you make money work for you? Right? Now, there are three types of investment. There is high risk investment, there's mid risk investment, and there's low risk investment. I'll break them down a bit. High risk investment promises you higher returns. However, the chances of losing your entire money is very high. It's like gambling. And there's nothing wrong with doing a high risk investment. The rule is just don't put all your money in a high risk investment, else you're already a gambler. I'll give you an example of a high risk investment. Forex trading is a high risk investment. Cryptocurrency is a high risk investment. If you are involved in those things, okay, crypto or forex trading, then you're involved in a high risk investment. I'm not asking you not to do it. It's one of the things I coach people in, but don't put all your money. Put a portion into high risk, a portion into mid risk, a portion into low risk. So what are mid risk investment? They're investment that the chances, their returns are medium, right? So let me give you an example of how much you can make in a high risk investment. High risk investment gives you over 50% in a year return on investment. You can get 100% a year. You can get 40% a year, 30% a year, 35% a year. Now, mid-risk investment, on the other hand, give you from between 10%, depending on the country you're in, gives you between 10% to 25, in rare occasion, particularly like in Africa, 30%. That's a mid-risk investment. Example of a mid-risk investment is real estate, okay, buying shares and stocks of Fortune 500 company, of blue chip companies. That is a mid-risk investment. You can lose your money, but the chances is medium, okay? And the returns are not as outrageous as a high-risk investment. Uh, High risk investment is really, really like gambling. I remember one of my students who watched my coaching courses on how to invest in crypto, and he was able to turn $1,000 to $150,000 in a 7 month period. But guess what? It's the same way you can lose the entire money, right? So you must get training and mentorship before you do any type of investment. In fact, I have a quote: always invest in the knowledge of an investment before the investment itself. Let me say it again. Always invest in the knowledge of an investment before the investment itself. So get the knowledge, understand what you're getting into. If possible, get a mentor as well. And I'll soon talk about mentorship very soon. And now the third one is low risk investment. So low risk investment, you hardly lose your capital. Hardly, right? An example is insurance. There's certain insurance that actually is an investment. They are like two-edged sword, right? They will release funds for you if you have an emergency, but at the same time, they also are able to give you returns every year if you don't have any crisis. You want to do such investment. Another example of low risk investment are bonds, treasury bills, right? They are usually reasonably secured, very regulated, but there are opportunity you can invest in. Low risk, also low returns. So what are the kind of returns you expect in a low risk investment? 0.5 to 5%, right? In third world countries, it may go as high as 7, 8, 9%, right? In third world countries. But in developed countries, 0.5, 1%, 2%, 3%. Yeah, it looks so low. But at least the good news about those type of investments is that you don't lose your capital and you get better returns than to keep your money in. Remember, we talk about savings account, right? They're shaving your head. So it's better than to just put your money in a savings account, because at least you're getting something. Because when you leave your money in a savings account, okay, inflation is actually reducing the money, whether you accept it or not. Inflation is reducing the money. So it's better to put your money in such low risk vehicle. And there are several tools, several opportunities where even if you then have emergency and you need to pull out the funds, you also can. There are several vehicles. This class is not to go into details of, I just give examples and all of that. But at least you have the direction to go, how to go, and things like that. Now, when it comes to investment, there are two critical things, and I just want to reiterate them. Number one, like I said in the earlier quotes, never invest in anything until you understand it. Get the knowledge first. I know some of you say, but Stephen, if I put all my money into training, then how do I raise capital to then do the investment? Ultimately, remember OPM and OPT, right? Ultimately, we all will not scale with our money alone. We need to leverage on OPM and OPT. And what will help you to get access to other people's money is the training. Nobody will give you their money if they don't think you have been properly trained on how to increase their money for you. People who invest with us in real estate is because they know that we have built credibility over time. We have experience in this game. And that's the same here. Your training is actually your capital and your biggest capital when it comes to investment. Number two is mentorship. You really, really need mentor. I know I'm talking to believers here, and one of the major challenges we Christians face, we think that once we have a spiritual mentor, we don't need other mentors. I made those mistakes for years, and because I have, the finest spiritual mentor anyone can have, I felt I didn't need business mentors. I didn't need investment mentors. I felt, oh, my mentor is enough. It's good. It took me years to realize, no, thank God for spiritual mentor. You still need a business mentor. And you still need an investment mentor. And now, a business mentor and investment mentor are not the same, or investment coach or business coach. A business mentor or a business coach is more successful than you in the particular business you want to go into or that you're already into. And so you are going to them to teach you the detailed technicalities on how to scale the business. An investment coach, on the other hand, understand how to make, manage, and multiply money, and they've done it in their lives. We started our business with 1,010 dollars, and we built hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate portfolio across the world. Right, so that is somebody who can be an investment coach because he's turned a small money to big money, right? So he can guide you as well and say, well, why not put X into this area, put X into this, put X into this. So you need both a business coach or mentor in the area of businesses you're trying to do. You need a business coach or mentor, an investment coach, or you call it investment mentor, to open you up to various options of investment and how well to invest the money you've saved over time and that you now want to be working for you. In the same vein, you need um, a what I call talent mentor, somebody that is also as talented as you are, who is able to mentor you in that area. Now the churches and ministries have gotten this right. You easily hear, Bishop Oyedepo say that the Jew is my mentor, right? You hear Pastor Poju say, or Reverend Sam say, Bishop Oyedepo is my mentor, right? You hear other pastors, right, say, Reverend Sam is my mentor. Do you see the chain? Now, we hardly find this in business. We hardly find this when it comes to subject of investment. And we need to start. And I believe that's part of the reasons why Pastor Isaac decided to put this together for us to grow, to learn in different aspects of our lives and get that support system and hopefully be able to have people mentors. You also need a mentor in your career. It is dangerous to be building a professional career and not have somebody else who has retired in that similar line, or somebody who has risen to the highest of their career. And then you're asking them, how did you navigate politics? How did you navigate, so many issues? How did you navigate moving from one company to another, right? How did you navigate the pressure of work with balancing family? So you need a career mentor. Bottom line of what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, for you to become, to work or to be financially free and to be successful when it comes to personal finance, you need mentors in the various aspects of money generation, in the various aspects of wanting to build your finance. You need professionals that you can listen to. And this is irrespective of who you are. And you have to sit down with them, ask questions, and trust them to guide you. However, I must warn you, unlike in ministries and pastoring, right? A lot of you here, for example, I believe strongly Pastor Isaac is your mentor. And that's probably why you're here, right? Now, Pastor Isaac won't ask you money to mentor you because he's your spiritual mentor. He wants to see revival across the land, and he wants you to grow spiritually. However, in business, it's different. Right? For you to attract a mentor in business or in investment, in finance, and all that, you have two options. You either serve or you pay. So either you're serving the mentor, and you see why I kept emphasizing on volunteering, huh? So you can go work for the person and say, don't pay me, like I did some years back when I did that 100 CV. You can, of course, if you can afford, you can go pay. Like I pay Grant Cardone. I've done several stuff with him. And he's been quite helpful because I wouldn't be having the expansion we're having in America today if I didn't have a lot I've learned from Grant Cardone and several other resources and several other mentors in America who have built wealth from scratch, and I'm able to leverage on their template to scale mine. So I hope that you've learned a thing or two about investment and about finance. And remember, I focus in today's session more on personal finance. There's also corporate finance and there's also corporate investment. There's no time to take those. Hopefully, in another course, we'll take corporate finance, corporate investment, we'll take sales, we'll take other topics as well. But I hope this is helpful. I want to thank Pastor Isaac for allowing me to share with you guys and share a few things that has worked. Ultimately, I need you to know that the purpose, that scripture, I'm the Lord thy God that giveth thee power to get wealth. There was a purpose, right? The purpose is for the kingdom when you look at that scripture. The purpose is that you're able to make money and then you can support the kingdom. The end time church will need resources, financial resources, right, to spread the gospel, right, to move the revival that is needed in this season. And I believe that's part of why Pastor Isaac says he wants every one of us to learn to grow all rounder so that it's easy for us to support the kingdom, right? Even family issues, we've realized that a lot of the 80% of the crisis in homes is traced to finance when you use the microscope to look at it very well, because it takes money to run romance, right? It takes money for your wife to call you honey. So I hope it's been helpful. I hope you've picked a thing or two from me. I love you and thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye bye.